Hey everyone, it's Alex here and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a little while since I uploaded my last tutorial with myself in it. I've been uploading a few client tutorials lately. I've set myself a goal and I want to be really consistent from now on. And I know I've said it for a while now, but this time I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to try and upload at least one video a week for you all. So let's see how we go with that. And I recreated the Scott Barnes and Tati makeup look, and I literally completely forgot to do the intro, which is so typical of me. So here's the intro now. So this is not the makeup look that you'll be seeing in the video, but if you guys want to see how I went recreating that look, then please keep on watching and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.
So I'm going to treat you as though we were doing like a video shoot, music video or something fabulous.
Yeah, you don't use primer?
For what? I don't really.
For what?
Okay, well, so Scott Barnes doesn't use primer, so what have I been buying primer for all these years? Okay, so he starts off with his contouring and he does like reverse contour, I think it's called. So I'm gonna take the nude shade in the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm just gonna apply it where he's applied it. Okay, so he likes to take the concealer and contour and bring the concealer right here on the sides of the nose and just connecting that with the rest of the concealer. Okay, now he's taking a foundation paddle brush and just blending that concealer out. His literally looks so much more full coverage than mine, but I don't think he mentioned the name of the concealer he was using. This is one of my favorite concealers at the moment. My eyes are like red because it's like 11:20 at night, but I'm determined to get this tutorial done because I just watched it and there's so many techniques that he used that I would never have thought to use before, so I'm gonna try it out. And just blending the rest of it out. This is literally so thick. I never would have thought to put so much concealer on my face. Normally I just put concealer like under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, like those typical highlighting areas. So I've never ever contoured before doing my actual foundation base, and I've never not used primer either, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so now he goes in with a concealer buffing brush, it looks like. Something like this, and taking that concealer down. And blending out the concealer on the chin. So he's taken a foundation stick in like a really bronzy tan shade and he's contouring her jawline. So I've got this Kryolan stick, but it looks really cool tone compared to what he's using. So I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer again in the shade Toffee. And it's applying with something that looks like a paintbrush. So I don't know if it's actually a paintbrush or a foundation brush or contouring brush, but the only thing that I have similar to that is this Morphe M458 brush. So give that a go. It's literally so chiseled, so he's gone to the back of the jawline and underneath. Oh, he's going all out. Okay, this feels so weird. I've literally never ever done this. Sometimes I put a little bit of bronzer on my jawline to define it a bit, but I never would have thought to use so much product on my jawline. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. And apparently Scott Barnes likes to call this look SNATURAL, so let's see how snatched we are after this. I really hate this side on camera. Not my good side. So this is how we're looking at the moment. Okay, so we're blending that all out. I feel like there's so much product, it's gonna be so hard to blend. Okay, so I'm not a fan of how this brush is blending it out, so I'm just gonna go in with this Sigma flat kabuki brush in F80 and blend it out with this. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Okay, so that's blended. And with the excess product, I'm pretty sure he goes in on the neck like a V, which is strange if you ask me, and the collarbones. Okay, so now he's applying that contouring shade on her cheekbones, but the way he's contouring is really different to the way that I contour. Obviously, he's had a lot more experience in the industry, but I always thought that the contouring should go more above the cheekbones, but he's doing it underneath. I guess it does bring the light, which gives a more uplifting appearance, but I feel like maybe not everyone's face should have this contouring technique. I don't know, I'm just gonna do it and see how it turns out. So now he's going along the forehead, and I love this step because it minimizes the forehead and I have literally like a 6 head, so great. Let's try this out. I'm loving my makeup already. I wish you could just literally walk out the house like this. Like, I feel so structured. Okay, so I've applied a lot more product than he has, so I'm gonna try and blend that all out. He's also saying that it's like so important to analyze the situation you're going to be in. So this makeup is designed to be on camera and on film. He thinks that it's not going to look too good in real life because I'm sure that it'll be way too much just to walk around in the daytime like this. So let's see how it turns out. I'm literally so concentrated right now because I'm trying to not miss any steps that he's doing. And it's also so late and I'm so tired, but I love doing makeup this time. I don't know why, but I just have no motivation to do this during the day. Okay, so now he's doing nose contour, and I'm not sure if it's the same shade. It looks a little bit more cool toned. I'm gonna go in with that Coralline stick in the shade N1 and contour my nose. So he was being really specific about how he contoured the nose. So we're just gonna do it really narrow. Sometimes if you do it too far apart, it just gives the appearance of an even wider nose, and obviously that's not the idea of contouring because we wanna try and refine everything. So he's going really narrow. That does look really cool. Okay, going back to that Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Okay, so I actually use this technique already. So Scott's saying that the trick to having fuller lips is not to overline, because I don't like the look of overline looks. Like, they look too artificial, and if you go up close you can actually see what the lip liner is, so it looks a little bit ridiculous. So instead we use contouring shades to contour the lips and make them appear fuller. So I'm gonna do on top where he's done his. And underneath. Okay, so he's filling the whole thing in pretty much, or the edges at least. My lips are literally so dry right now. Okay, so he's using a Chanel foundation, which is so much darker than Tati's skin. So I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Warm Nude. Not really that much darker than my skin though. I don't know if I should get it darker. So I'm back with the darker foundation shade, and like I was saying, I don't own the Chanel foundation. I actually don't own any makeup products from Chanel. So I've got the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Sand, which is a few shades darker than my actual skin. And I'm pretty sure he's just applying it to her chest, so I'll have a look. Okay, so he's literally applying that foundation all over her décolletage area and her neck. So I'm gonna do the same. I have a little eczema patch there. Nobody calls me, nobody texts me, nobody messages me, but when I'm filming a video, always. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this brush is the MAC 187. Who needs fake tan? I'm gonna get this JLO glow just from foundation on my whole body. This brush is literally shedding everywhere. It's like black bristles all over me. Gotta blend that neck contouring in. I've never known someone to contour their neck before. And if I look anything like JLO after this, I will sleep a very happy girl. Applying that foundation on my forehead and blending out that contouring, but not taking away, so just applying it in the spots where I don't have contour and just blending that all in. And of course doing my ears. Okay, so now he's taking a lighter foundation and applying that to the rest of her face, just so it doesn't take away from that contouring. So I'm gonna take my actual shade in Warm Nude and just apply that. I don't like to work with this brush normally, so it's a bit of a pain. It's a bit big for the area on my face, I think. But I'm going by what he is doing. I don't even know if he's using this brush anymore. I'm honestly gonna take this brush instead. Okay, I'm switching it up. I'm waiting for the other contour to be blended because I'm looking a bit ridiculous right now. But trust the process, you know what they say. Okay, starting to blend that contour out, good. Okay, now we're gonna blend out that lip contouring, but he's not gonna actually blend so that it doesn't go away. He's just gonna pat on top. Okay, so why stop at the body when we can do the hands too? So obviously there's a big, I literally have man hands. They are so big. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting foundation on my hands apparently, so I'm just gonna remove my rings. And I literally feel like someone is playing a prank on me and they're spying on me and they're gonna be laughing around the corner seeing me painting my hands in foundation. Okay, wow, so that actually made a big difference. Not sure if you can see on camera, but this hand is literally like flawless and this one is pale and a lot of imperfections. Okay, so I'm glad Scott explained this because I was starting to wonder why he was putting makeup on hands other than to match obviously with the face and chest area. But he said that just skin tones, sometimes you can get like a blue undertone in your hands, so it just kind of brings them back to life a little bit. And I can relate because I'm really pale, and when I'm cold especially, I do get really blue. Okay, so Tati's putting her earrings back in, so I feel like this is an amazing time to clean my earrings. So I'm just going to take some Neutrogena wipes and just go over them. So now I'm going to be applying a cream blush. I'm going to go with this NARS Exumas Matte Multiple Blush Stick. I don't think he applies anything really directly to the skin, so I'm just going to apply it to my brush and the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so I think that somewhere along the line I've missed foundation or concealer on the eyelids, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I've literally been so concentrated the whole time, I don't know how I've missed a step. So I'm like literally not talkative at all because I can't multitask. Like I need to either be talking or doing something. I can't do both. So I've got like a little patch of eczema on my eyelid, so I don't know how smoothly that's going to go on. And now he's setting the under eyes with the powder. I don't have the powder that he's using, so I'm going to use my all-time holy grail, the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent powder, of course. And he's setting it with a blush looking brush. I don't know, I've got this one. I'm going to set my under eyes with that. It's looking so nice. I'm loving it. I actually just find it odd that he's not blending out that nose contouring first, but I'm excited to see how it looks because I've never tried it. And I've never seen anyone do it like this either. Okay, so I missed a step because they didn't show this bit, but he did blend out that nose contouring first. I just didn't notice. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with this buffing concealer brush, and I'm just gonna blend it inwards, not out, so it doesn't accentuate the width of my nose, and it just refines it. And I don't know if I should use that same brush. Oh, I'm just gonna try. I don't know what he used, so I'm just gonna use the same one. Now time for highlight, my absolute favorite. I literally don't have any of the products he's been using, so I'm just gonna take my Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. I'm gonna use the shade Moonstone. I really like this shade, and I feel like it's really good for my skin tone. I haven't used it in forever though, and I'm gonna be applying it with a fan brush because that's how Scott's doing it. So he's literally just applying it on the high point of the cheekbones. I'm just gonna do it with my finger and take it on the tip of my nose and then the bridge of my nose. Just really lightly. I actually went and bought this straight away after I watched this video, but I couldn't find the same one because I think that one's only in America. So I got this one just from Priceline, and it's the same thing, but this is SPF 50. I was worried it would give a little bit of flashback, but because it's so sheer, I don't think it will. Okay, so he applies it all over her chest, so I'm gonna do the same. That looks really nice. Neutrogena is gonna be literally flying off shelves. Okay, so we're gonna be adding some highlighter to the collarbones and chest area. Okay, so now he's powder contouring. So I'm going to be taking the NARS Laguna bronzer and applying it with this brush, which is the Sigma Soft Angled Contour F23. So now he's doing all the edges of her forehead and the perimeter of her face. There's literally this fly that's lingering around in this room, which just wants to make an appearance in the video. I actually really like this brush. It's perfect just to go in, kind of like how he explained about his brush. Okay, so now time for lips. So I'm going to be taking the MAC lip pencil in the shade Subculture, which is a really nice nude. He doesn't define the cupid's bow, so he makes it kind of rounded, and he does it just outside of the lip line. So and now I'm going to be using the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie, because it's the most similar gloss that I have to the one that he's using. Just like a really pale nude gloss. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not liking how that gloss is looking. It looks really pale against my new skin tone. So I'm going to be applying Madeline from NYX as well, and just putting that over the top a little bit. Now for brows, I'm going to be taking that same angled brush and eyeshadow from Morphe, I think. It's called Nuts For You. And just applying that in the brows. So Scott doesn't like do the whole carving out or anything like that. He doesn't believe in the ombre brow apparently. So I'm just going to be applying the product exactly how he's applying his. I like to do it slow and steady and build up the product. Okay, so that shade is like quite warm for my brows, but it'll have to do. He's using some shimmery golden brow gel to set the brows. I don't have that, so I'm going to be taking the Australis Extended Lash and Brow, and I'm going to just put that through my brows. Okay, so the brows are done, and now I'm going to try and add some highlighter through them just because I didn't have that shimmering brow gel, and see how that turns out. So I'm just going to add one of the shades from that same Anastasia palette. I'm going to add Moonstone again and just brush it a little bit through the brows. So Scott's gonna apply more along the jawline. So I'm gonna take my NARS Duo Contour Kit. I don't know what it's called, but it's in the shade Gina. And I'm taking this shade here, and I'm gonna be using that same contouring brush from before. So now I'm gonna be taking this blush brush, and I'm gonna be applying the YSL highlighting powder for the complexion. This is like the most similar product that I could find that he's using now, and he's just using it just to kind of blend and diffuse that jaw highlight just so it's not that harsh. So now time for eyes. I'm going to be taking the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Oud, I think it's called, and it's this warm brown tone here. And I'm just going to be applying that lightly throughout the crease. I think this is quite similar to what he was using. And he just dragged it down like that, and he brought it really close on the inner bit of the lid. So mine's actually more of a purpley kind of browny shade. His is more like a reddy brown, but I don't know if I've got a colour like that, and I can't be bothered finding a colour like that, so this will just have to do. My camera has literally died like 3 times. I started this tutorial like 4 hours ago, so I've had to quickly charge my camera, take a little break, and come back in between. But I'm still motivated to get this done. Can't wait to see the end results. I hope it's somewhat like what he's done on Tati, because that looks incredible. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and just go over that and buff it all out and diffuse it. So now I'm going to take the shade Blood Moon, and I'm just going to pat that onto the lid. Not exactly the colour that he used, but good enough. Now I'm just going to be applying some mascara before we do some lashes, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, which is one of my favourites, and I literally have no lashes, those Asian genetics though, so I'm going to just comb through. And now I'm going to be applying lashes, so I'm going to take the lashes from my lash line Our Beauty, and I'm just going to be bending them like this to make them fit really nicely against my eye. Bring them as close to my lash line as possible and just pinching them down. Pretty much just like tapping them into place. One lash on. Lashes seriously make the biggest difference. No makeup look is complete without lashes. And the next step is do the bottom mascara. And just to connect your natural lashes with those false lashes. So it's currently 4:30 in the morning, and after my camera dying 3 times during that video, we're finally here, we've finished, and I'm actually really happy with the results. Scott Barnes is incredibly talented, as well as Tati, and this was such a fun tutorial to create. So if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, then please give this a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys!